god, I don't know where the fuck are. Oh, he won, he still won.
Oh my god, they're burning me good, dude. Knock the lifeline.
Enemy down.
He's almost cracked.
Cracked.
He's dead. Let's go, baby.
1 second, we got this.
Fuck my
life. Made the right choices.
Man. So everybody just absolutely loves having the best settings, regardless of what game it is that you're playing, whether it be Apex, I don't know if anyone plays it anymore, but freaking Fortnite, Modern Warfare, or any other online multiplayer game that people play nowadays. In today's video, guys, I'm going to be showing you what I have discovered to be the best settings for console. But if you are on PC, my dude, I'm gonna encourage that you please click off this video. But anyway, stick around, guys. I'm going to be showing you what works best for me and what will definitely work best for you if you apply what I show you and obviously practice with it so you can get the hang of things. Guys, do not forget to smash the like button on this video and subscribe if you are new, if you enjoyed, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you'll never miss when I upload another video. And let me know down in the comments section that you have subscribed after you have done so, and I will personally get back to you and just get to know you a little bit better. But let's not waste any more time, guys. Thank you for watching, and let's jump right into today's video. Alright, guys, and we're going to be starting off in the gameplay section. Now, I just want to let you know something real quick. I do skip a few things in the settings, mainly because the things that I do skip will not impact your gameplay. It is just based on your personal preference, specifically the audio section as well. This is a good example of that. A lot of the things in audio is just based on your personal preference and will not impact your gameplay whatsoever. I only have the master volume down for the purpose of this video. But anyway, going back into the gameplay section, let's start off by the crosshair damage feedback. Now, this is also one of those things that is based upon your personal preference, but I would suggest keep it with the X and the shield icon on, because the X just lets you know that you're hitting your shots, and the shield icon just lets you know what kind of shields they have and if you've cracked it or not. So highly suggest keep the X with the shield icon on. Now, I do have my damage numbers on stacking. Reason being is because stacking just shows one number that is constantly changing every time you hit your shots. It's not all over the place, it is just consistent. It's one number and it stays in one place. I'll give you an example right now. Notice how the numbers stayed in one place, but they were continuously changing every time I was hitting my shots. It's just better like that. It's not all over the screen and it just looks a lot more cleaner, and it's easier for me to focus on it. Now, this is a very small setting, but it's also very handy. It's just having your auto cycle on. So this is just a setting where if you're empty, if you're out of ammo, it'll just automatically switch to the next weapon. Very small setting, but highly suggest you have it on. Don't keep it off. The next setting is the auto sprint setting. Now, this is a setting that people are sleeping on. If you have it on, congratulations, you've cracked the system, my bro. But if you have it off, dude, let me tell you something. As you all know, Apex Legends is a very fast-paced game and movement is life. Don't waste your time, alright? Keep your auto sprint on. It's just great for movement. You just press down on your analog stick and your guy is running. You don't even have to press, just push it forward and your character is running automatically. So having your incoming damage feedback is basically the red arrows that point towards where you're getting shot at. I have mine on 3D because it just gives me a better idea and perspective of where and which direction I'm getting shot from. 2D is like the old school Call of Duty where it would just show as a circle on your screen. So it would, if you're getting shot from in front of you, it would just have an arrow pointing up, and if you're getting shot from the left, it'll just have an arrow pointing to the left. Now, the next one is taking damage closest death box menu. Highly suggest that you have this on. If you do not have this on, bro, that's probably why you're dying every time you're looting. So basically what this does is it's very simple. All it does is whilst you are looting, if you get shot, it's just going to take you out of the looting menu. That's all it's going to do. It'll just take you out the looting menu automatically so you can ready up your weapon and fire at your enemy. So colorblind mode. Reason why mine is on Tritanopia is because the color yellow is mostly used in Tritanopia. Let me give you an example right now. So if I had to put the colorblind mode all the way to off, you will notice if I just pull up my wingman, if I just pull up an optic right here, you can see that the red dot is red. You know, the red dot side, it has a red dot. I don't like that. It's not bright enough for me, and I just can't really, you know, see it that well. I'm not colorblind, I swear, but it just doesn't work for me. So if I had to come here and put it on Tritanopia, you can see that the red dot is now yellow. It just looks better and it stands out a lot more than the red dot site does. So 100%, if you want, I suggest that you go and put it on Tritanopia. It just works a ton better. But yet again, this is another one of those personal preferences kind of things. So, and this does go for many different other optics as well. So for instance, this hollow optic right here, see how it makes everything yellow? Even when you knock someone, you know, it'll show their name in yellow. It's just a lot better for me personally. The 2-cog bruiser, you can see it just makes the optic yellow when you aim down sight. Super convenient. Alright guys, but that does it for the gameplay section. So now here in controller, the very first thing that we are faced with is the button layout. So now a lot of people usually have their button layout on default. Some people have it on bumper jumper, evolved, and one dude even said that grenadier is pretty popular. But the best one for me, especially because I don't use a scuff controller, so this will definitely help you in terms of your movement. I highly suggest that you start off on evolved. Now, as you can see, evolved switches your X button, which was the jump button, and replaces that with L1. So your jump button would not be X, it would become L1. Your melee button, which is usually R3, will not become R3, it would become circle. And your tactical ability, which would have been L1, is now X. And obviously the crouch button was swapped around, so it's not circle anymore, it is the R3 analog stick. Now the reason why I have it like this, guys, is because this setting allows me to have complete control over my movement without even having to remove my thumbs off of the joysticks. But the thing is, this still wasn't necessarily good enough for me, because as you can see here, the ping button is R1 and the square button is interact, pick up, and reload. That means that I still have to move my right thumb off of the joystick and tap square to interact and pick up things as well as reload. So I decided that I'm going to swap ping and reload around, so the ping button would be square and the reload button and interact would be R1. If I come to my customized settings right here, you can see that I have done just that. My jump button is L1, my crouch button is the right analog stick, my interact button, pick up and reload is R1, my tactical ability is X, and the ping button is square. I guarantee you that if you take the time to learn this and practice this, your movement will become so much better than it ever was. Mainly because you do not have to take your thumbs off of the joystick. You now have full control over your movement while still being able to jump, while still be able to interact, pick up, and reload things. Now I know that you still have to take your thumb off to use your tactical, to ping, and to even melee, but the thing is, you don't use these interactions as much as you would jump, as you would interact, pick up, and reload. So go ahead guys, see if this works for you. As you can see, like, I have just full control over my movement. I don't have to, you know, like it's just so much better. Sometimes it like low-key feels like I'm playing on a PC or something, but you can definitely not compare a console to PC despite anything. So yeah, 100%. Now, one setting in particular that people always get confused about is my health interact button. So the button that you use to, you know, use bats and cells and medkits and stuff is actually the left analog stick. And reason being is because I still don't have to remove my thumb off of the joystick. I don't have to take my thumb off. My thumb stays on the joystick at all times, and I can pop bats, I can pop medkits whilst moving. I don't have to, you know, stay still and select what I want. It can all be done whilst moving, just making my movement more efficient and allowing me to pop off meds in a more efficient way. Now, everything else is pretty much the same. Like I said, guys, it's not an easy thing to get used to. Trust me, it took I would say it took a week or two for me to get used to this, but depending on your play style, this is the one I use. This is mostly revolved around movement. I'm very big on movement in Apex Legends. I mean, everybody should be. So if you guys want to improve your movement, this setting right here, my settings right here, is pretty good for movement, but you can also go ahead and explore and see what works best for you. Alright guys, so going back into the controller section, I'm going to be showing you the most important settings that need to be changed if they are on default. Alright, so going off and starting with the crouch button. Now, a lot of people don't have theirs on hold. I, however, do, and the reason being is because it allows for better movement, especially if you're a person who likes to bunny hop. Now, I know a lot of people want to know how to bunny hop. I can show you real quick. It's a very simple thing. So the way to bunny hop is basically you just want to be sprinting, you want to slide and jump, right? When you do your slide jump, as you're about to hit the ground, just like that, you have to continuously tap your jump button whilst crouching. So that's why I have my crouch button on hold, because I can hold down the crouch button and jump whilst I am crouched. That is how you bunny hop. So I have my L2 and R2 button dead zones on max, because dead zone just determines the sensitivity of your buttons when they are pressed. So I highly suggest you have it on max, because you want to have quick and precise touching. You don't want to have to push your button in so far. You just want to touch it and something is done. The action is done quick, fast, and efficient. So look sensitivity is one of those things that is completely based upon your own personal preference. Now, for me, I used to play a lot of Call of Duty before I came to Apex, so I am very used to playing with high sensitivity. Some people even have it way higher than I do, but my look sensitivity, just without aiming down the sights, is ultra high 7. Yeah, it is decently fast, you know, especially when you want to make like quick turns around you, you know what I'm saying? Like especially just with like movement wise, you just want to quickly look behind you. You can just get that done real quick, you know. It's just so much better. I just think the faster it is, the more you are able to just look around and get a better bearing of your surroundings. Now, look sensitivity ADS, which is aiming down the sights. So basically ADS is just when you're aiming down the sights like this. How fast does your camera move whilst you are aiming down the sights? Now, as you can see, it is nowhere near ultra high 7. It is just on very high 5. Reason being is because I wanted to have balance between speed and stability. If it's too fast, you have a very high chance of missing your shots, and if it's too slow, you also still have a chance of missing your shots. And very high 5 worked for me, especially when I'm aiming down sights, because you aim down sights to be more precise, correct? And you know, it's just so much better like that, especially when you're trying to track, you know, your target or something like that. It just personally works for me, and it might work for you as well. But yet again, look controls and sensitivity like that is completely based on your own personal preference. So 100%. See what works for you, explore with different things, and if my settings do work for you, then 100%, bro, I'm happy about that. But take the time to also explore, especially with look controls. All right, guys, moving on to per optic settings. Now, I don't mess around with this, and I mean at all, mostly because this could either really improve or drastically make your aim completely shitty. And the reason why is because not everything works for everybody. Every single player has their own play style. Certain ones are 5 and certain ones are 4. So the optics that don't zoom in too much, so your 1, 2, 3, and 4 times optics don't zoom in too much. All right, so it would make more sense to have a higher sensitivity because you are looking at something from close range, and therefore you need to be able to have speed, but not too much speed. You also need to have a balance of control. Notice how my look sensitivity is on ultra high 7, but my look sensitivity is on very high 5, the same as the 1, 2, 3, and 4 times optics. Now the story is a little bit different for your 6, 8, and 10 times optics because those optics are long range. Okay, you need to have a good stabilization between speed and control, and it needs to be brimmed down to the finest. So that's why it is high 4 and not even very high 5, because you want to be able to have control overtaking speed when you are using 6 and 8 and 10 times optic, because you want to hit your shots at a consistent pace. So you don't want to have it too high in terms of speed, but you don't want to have it too low in terms of control, and high 4 is perfect for just that. So moving on, guys, to look dead zone. Now I have my look dead zone on small. Now I keep the vibration on my controller off for 2 reasons. Firstly, I don't like the vibration. I used to like it, but when I put it off, I started to not like vibration because it just feels like my hands are vibrating whilst I'm playing, you know? I don't want that. It just feels uncomfortable to me. So I put it off, and not only that, it really increases your controller's battery life. You'll be surprised how much of energy vibration takes off of your controller. So by turning this off, you're basically just saving energy on your controller. Right, guys, moving on to video. Now I have my brightness. As you can see, you can still see a little bit of this logo right here. This yet again is one of the things that all just depends on you. Now a lot of people have their field of view low, and it bothers me. When I say it bothers me, I mean it bothers me because, guys, you don't understand. Field of view is freaking magic, my dude. If you have your field of view really low, let me just quickly put my field of view low as if I was like a noob or something. This is gonna be so weird. You see, it just looks, you can't really see much, you know? Everything looks kind of like zoomed in, if you could say. This is like how a noob would play Apex, you know? So if I just increase this all the way back to what it was, which was 110, look at the massive difference. I can see so much more to my left and right sides. Everything just feels a bit more zoomed out, so it's just so much better to have a larger field of view. So go ahead and switch up that setting. I guarantee you'll be doing yourself a massive favor. All right, guys, the last thing in video is the sprint view shake. Now this is basically just a tiny little setting that when activated whilst you're sprinting, your screen kind of gives a shake. It's more for a realistic feel, but I have mine on minimal because I just don't like it. I'm very picky in terms of my settings. I just don't like it. So it's not really a big difference, it's just a noticeable difference. So it's completely your choice to have this on or off. I guarantee you it will not affect how you play Apex. And last but not least, guys, moving on to audio. Now there's not a lot that can be said or done in audio. The reason why I have my master volume all the way down like this is just for the purpose of this video, so I can talk and shoot at the same time. Alright, guys, so that pretty much wrapped it up for the entire settings video. I really hope that this video was informational and helpful to you guys who are looking to just get better settings. Do me the favor of practicing. You have to practice with these settings just to train yourself, so you can obviously become more familiar and it becomes second nature to use these settings, especially especially if you are changing your controls. You gotta practice with it. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't already, please do me the massive favor of smashing the like button, subscribing if you are new, and if you enjoyed the video, let me know down in the comment section that you subscribed, and I will definitely get back to you. And turn on the notification bell so you'll never miss when I upload another video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, I will see all of you amazing people in the next video. Much love, everybody, and keep it 100.
Oh, and I can take that.